Hey guys, as you can see here on the screen, we're going to be taking a look at this article. University's free yoga class is shut down over cultural appropriation fears after complaints from social justice warriors. I like how they are starting to use the term social justice warriors in the media now. It's quite honestly a term I'm pretty sick of at this point, but that doesn't change the fact that these people are idiots. Okay, let's dive right in. A free yoga class has been suspended after student leaders at a Canadian university are concerned the practice of it could be seen as cultural appropriation. Of course, we always have to find a problem with everything. I mean, it's a free class. Jennifer Scharf, who has been offering the weekly yoga class at the University of Ottawa campus for 7 years, said she was notified in September that the program was being ended. So they let her do this for 7 years, and all of a sudden now it became offensive. Oh, is that going to be that? Well, it's 2015. We can't allow free yoga classes anymore. We've progressed beyond that. In an email from the Center for Students with Disabilities, which has fuck all to do with yoga, I imagine, staff wrote that while yoga is accessible and great for students, there are cultural issues of implication involved in the practice. Okay. This is obviously the instructor. She looks a little bit like a hippie, but we won't hold that against her. The class looks pretty full, so it seems like, according to this image, it seems like something that a lot of people enjoyed. But well, I mean, let's look for diversity in this photo. Oh, oh, I don't know. It's hard to tell. They all have their backs turned. I'm not pretending to be some enlightened yogi master, and the point of the program isn't to educate people on the finer points of the ancient yogi scripture, she told the Ottawa Sun. The point is to get people to have higher physical awareness for their own physical health and enjoyment. Oh, well, therein lies the problem, because as we all know, physical health and enjoyment are oppressive, and we can't allow those to continue because somebody somewhere may be offended by other people's physical health. The university's student federation, which operates the center, had initially approached Scharf in 2008. Is it? I don't know if it's Scharf or Scarf, but we'll just, I think it's Scharf because yeah. In 2008, about providing yoga instruction to students, including those with disabilities, according to the Ottawa Sun. So they actually came to her in order to get her to do this class for free, and now they're shutting it down because it's offensive. Unbelievable. Around 60 university students participated in the program. The center staff said that yoga has been under a lot of controversy lately as a result of how it is being practiced and which cultures those practices are being taken from, according to the Ottawa Sun. Yes, yoga is being co-opted. I mean, there is some validity to the fact that it's kind of become a fad, but I mean, clearly there are benefits to it. Um, Obviously, not what happens when these things become a fad is people tend to forget where they originated, or maybe they're just not really interested in the entire history of it, but rather just interested in the activity. But to say it's cultural appropriation and it's a bad thing that people are doing this, it just seems ridiculous. There's so many more important things to worry about, which I'm gonna cut over here to this other page, the yoga wiki page. I just wanted to read uh, one little line here. Contemporaries of the Hindu faith argue that the more popular yoga gets, the less concerned people become about its origins and history. So, yeah, as I said, when things become a fad, people tend to ignore the historical aspects, and they're kind of just in it for the cool factor or the activity itself. These same contemporaries do state that while anyone can practice yoga, only those who give Hinduism due credit for the practice will achieve the full benefit of the custom. So right there from the horse's mouth, anyone can practice yoga. So come on, narrative destroyed. This shouldn't even be an issue. Okay, let's see. Now, where did I leave off? Okay. Staff from the center also expressed that many of those cultures experienced oppression, cultural genocide, and diasporas due to colonialism and Western supremacy. The center official went on to say that we need to be mindful of this and how we express ourselves while practicing yoga. So, what what do you mean how we express ourselves while practicing yoga? They're always so vague in their reasoning. Like that could be interpreted in so many different ways. Like what are when we do some of those more awkward poses, are we not allowed to pass gas? Is that offensive to the practices of yoga? Sharf, who works as a yoga teacher at the Ramas Lotus Center, said the concept of cultural appropriation does not apply in this case. She told the Ottawa Sun that the complaint that caused the program to come to an end came from a social justice warrior with fainting heart ideologies in search of a controversial issue that would attract public attention. Oh, well, people getting offended by things to bring attention to themselves. We've never seen that happen before. Sharf claimed that people are just searching for a reason to be offended by anything they can find, according to the website, which we've definitely seen a lot of lately. There's a real divide between reasonable people and those people just looking to jump on a bandwagon, she said, and unfortunately, it ends up with good people getting punished for doing good things. Yeah, it most certainly does, and it's getting a little bit ridiculous. Romeo, I don't even know how to pronounce that last name, acting student federation president, dismissed the claim that the decision to suspend the program came as a result of a complaint. He or she said, I imagine it's a he with a name like Romeo, but I don't want to impose any gender pronouns, said the student federation had placed the yoga program on hiatus while they worked with students to improve it and make it more inclusive to certain groups of people that feel left out in yoga-like spaces, according to the Ottawa Sun. Feeling left out in yoga-like spaces. What does that even mean? I mean, are we supposed to just ban things because someone somewhere might feel left out by the activity? Okay, if you feel left out, join in. If there's a legitimate reason in life as to why you can't join in, say you're disabled and you obviously can't move around in all those stretches and poses and whatnot, that's just life, and you have to learn to deal with it. You can't take away things from other people simply because you can't do something. I mean, if we're going to pander to people like that and say, oh, well, because these people feel left out, you can't do that. Well, nobody ever better move again because, being paraplegic is a thing. And we wouldn't want to offend them with our mobility privilege, We are trying to have those sessions done in a way in which students are aware of where the spiritual and cultural aspects come from so that these sessions are done in a respectful manner. Okay, to be fair, I mean, if they just allowed the class to continue while maybe adding in a little segment where she could talk about the origins or whatever, I don't really see a problem with that. But to just flat out say, oh, people are stealing yoga and that means nobody can do it anymore. It's so silly. This part is extra ridiculous. Sharf suggested that she would be willing to change the name of the program from yoga to mindful stretching as a compromise. That is just so sad. 7 years and it's 2015. We've progressed from yoga to mindful stretching. Holy shit. The staff from the center debated rebranding the program before eventually making the decision to suspend the program. So they weren't even happy with that. They're like, nope. Fuck you. You're suspended. Thanks for 7 years of free service, but somebody somewhere decided that yoga is now oppressive, so we've kicked you to the curb. One student federation official, Julie Seguin, said labeling the center's yoga program as cultural appropriation is questionable and debatable. No, let's just call it flat out what it is. It's a load of horse shit. It's just people looking wherever they can find to find something to be angry about or to say somebody somewhere is stealing, from someone else. And the best part about it is you've got the people invested in the culture saying anyone can practice yoga. Granted, they are saying you won't have the full benefit if you don't understand the entirety of the concept, but they still do say anyone can practice. So it's more of that let's get offended on behalf of somebody else bullshit that just needs to go away already. And I guess that's it for this article. So, well, I mean, what else can be said? It's getting to the point where people aren't even allowed to do anything anymore. It's like we're bringing back segregation, basically. It's like nobody is allowed to do anything unless it comes from their own culture, and let's just close off the world to everybody but ourselves, so we can never learn and we can never grow and we can never enjoy anything together and be united as a people. Sounds like a great solution to racism. All right, thank you and good night.